Hey guys, my name is Carson Foley. I'm a current senior at Grand Canyon University out in Phoenix, Arizona. And this summer, I have the opportunity to intern for LinkedIn. Yes, the exact website that you have to fill out and use for certain assignments at school. But no, it's a really cool opportunity. I'll be interning in their global sales organization as a global sales org intern, and I'll be one of 15, 16, 17 business interns out of the entire company. Now, something cool about LinkedIn is that they're currently owned by Microsoft. Microsoft bought them for something like $24 billion a couple years back. So there was a really cool tech ecosystem that currently lives inside of LinkedIn that I'm really excited to get into. But this video, I'm going to talk about the process and how I got an internship at LinkedIn. So let's jump into it. So my story with LinkedIn's application process actually begins in 2019. Around December 2019, I applied for their global marketing internship, something in that realm, right? I applied because that's my major. I'm a double major, marketing and entrepreneurial studies. So I applied for their marketing internship, and I actually made it through 2 rounds of interviews. And those interviews happened either in January, February, something like that. I talked with the recruiter and then talked to a couple people in their marketing team. But then all of a sudden in March of 2020, something kind of crazy happened. Some virus started going around, the whole world kind of shut down for a bit, and LinkedIn ended up canceling their entire internship program for people that didn't already have offers on the table. So unfortunately, due to that, I had my entire internship application process nixed, and so I was kind of at a standstill. But I had the opportunity to have several conversations with my LinkedIn recruiter at the time. So throughout the summer, going into the school year, I kept emailing, saying, hey, this is what I'm up to, this is what I'm doing. I'm excited for whenever the application process is gonna start up again for the next year. So right around October, I got a LinkedIn email from my recruiter saying, hey, the application's open, you should definitely apply. And I said, yep, this is exactly what I'm going to do. So the application opened October 6th-ish of 2020 for the upcoming summer. So I applied in October, and if you want to land a really cool internship anywhere, one key I have, apply as soon as the application's open. Do some research beforehand, figure out when any application's going to open, whether it's LinkedIn, Microsoft, Google, Accenture, some of these like big technology companies, they get so many applicants. So you want to be first in the door. You want to get your resume in there as soon as possible. Their application process, I think, was super easy. It was just a resume, literally your basic information. A lot of it is just similar to what you would do with any other company. So I ended up submitting that in October. I had my recruiter conversation, the phone screen with the recruiter I had for the marketing process. I ended up having that again. And it was more just a catch-up call because her and I had been staying in contact. She knew exactly who I was and what I've been doing. So that was a really nice conversation. So expect that about a month after you submit your initial resume. You're gonna set that up. LinkedIn has an entire process set up where you schedule your own recruiter phone screen. It's wonderful. It's super easy, super seamless, and they're with you every step of the way. So after that initial phone screen, I got moved on to the second and final round of interviews, and that was with 2 different team members on their sales team. So I am with the global sales organization, so I met with other people in the global sales organization, and this was, I think, about a month after that initial phone screen as well. So it would have been like apply in October, phone screen November, December, you would have your initial your second round interviews, and then so those interviews were great. They're not really sales related. You do one sales activity and they'll ask a couple questions about your experience in sales, and that's about it. They really want to know who you are as a person. What do you believe in? Why LinkedIn? Why do you want to be here? What inspires you? That kind of stuff. They want to know you as a person. They want to see how you're able to have a conversation. So those interviews were awesome. The people at LinkedIn are amazing. The community's great. They're just great people. So that's how those conversations went. That happened in December, and literally within a week, I'd found out that I had been offered a position, signed my offer letter, and I was good to go by December. So How do you stick out in those interviews? So let's talk about how you can kind of separate yourself out initially, because so many people apply for these internships. It's not always that easy. So like any technology internship, I'm on the business side, right? And we're talking about technology companies in the business setting. So for LinkedIn, there's really specific ways that you can stick out. And I guess this is true for all business-based technology internships. One key thing that really helps me throughout my process was knowing my recruiter and keeping in contact with her throughout the entire process. Just because something happens bad initially, let's say you apply for Google and you want to be a Google intern 1 year, and you make it through an interview, but then you end up getting rejected. Don't just start berating that company on social media and don't send a terrible email to your recruiter. No, they're your friend. They want to help you. Just because you didn't get an internship this year doesn't mean that you won't be an intern in a future year. So if you're in college and you're really wanting to work for a certain company, keep applying and keep in contact with your recruiter. And as you progress in your career, whether you do a different internship, maybe with a smaller company, tell them about that. Keep them up to date. They want to hear about those things so that they can maybe place you in a future year for a future position. That is something that helped me immensely, was really having that personal connection with my recruiter so that she felt like she knew me and could pass on my name and be very confident in doing that. Second thing, I didn't go to a top university. I go to Grand Canyon University. We're currently ranked like 350th out of all US colleges. So we're not one of those top educational institutions, but that really doesn't matter. One of the big keys with these types of internships is one, networking. There's a good chance that someone at one of these companies has been to your school and is an alumni of your university. If you have the opportunity to, reach out to them on LinkedIn, find their email, find a way to connect with this person, because there's a lot of opportunity for current employees to say, hey, you should hire this person as an intern. They're great. They know exactly what they're doing, very personal. They have the skills necessary. So those referrals are absolutely massive if you're trying to work at a huge company like a Google, like a Microsoft, like a LinkedIn, like an Apple, like one of those companies that they get a ton of applicants. Having an inside referral is huge. So networking is super important. Personal connection with a recruiter, also massively important. Third, you need to keep up in your grades. You need to have a solid GPA, but that's not all that matters. You need to focus on building skills, learn how to network, learn how to have a conversation, learn how to write, learn how to sell, learn how to use technology to your advantage, right? If you're going to work for a tech company and you know nothing about tech, you're gonna have a tough time making that personal connection with your interviewees. So when you're going through this process, network like crazy, meet as many people as you possibly can that work at the company so that they can refer you to the organization. Have that personal connection with your recruiter like I did. It's so helpful and puts you at such a huge advantage. And then build skills, keep your GPA up, boost your resume as much as you possibly can, because initially that is what the recruiter sees. That is what these people see as your resume. I know people say that you shouldn't just build your resume, but there is some truth into building skills, doing activities, being in leadership, doing certain things that really boost your resume up so that they're like, wow, that is a really big resume that is going to truly make an impact at our company. Oh, and another little tidbit about your resume, I can put a screenshot of my current resume right here. Be specific in what you did at past companies. So many people will say, hey, I was a sales intern for John Doe's landscaping company, and I ran their social media and I called people. That is not helpful to a recruiter. Everyone has ran social media or called people, right? That doesn't show experience. That doesn't show impact. Show exactly what you did. Did you bring in $3,000 worth of sales in your first month? Put that on there. Make it super specific, and so that the people that are reading it know exactly the impact you made. It's going to help you throughout the process. So those are my 3 tips for how to get from submitting your application to actually getting to your interview. So that's more or less the exact process that I went through to get an internship at LinkedIn. Not a lot of people talk about business internships. A lot of people talk about code-based internships, technology, data science internships. There's a really special community around the business people that work at tech companies. So if you're looking for a truly impactful internship, something that is going to stick out on your resume, I would so look at the Associate Product Marketing Manager internship at Google, the Global Sales Organization internship at LinkedIn. There's so many cool internships in the tech sphere that I think could truly dominate your resume and put you on another level when it comes to getting a full-time job after college. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I would love to answer any question you have about the internship process, what it takes to, what I've done in college, anything like that. Put it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer your questions. But until then, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It helps me out immensely with the channel and hopefully getting this channel to grow. So thank you guys. Have an amazing day. God bless.